Hi, I'm Ryan Malyar, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Marlborough Minute. There are so many fantastic groups and activities happening right here in our city, and I'm here to bring them right to you. Today, I am delighted to have two guests from the Marlborough Garden Club. This club has a long history here in Marlborough with a mission of beautification, and I'm so excited to talk to our guests today. We have Janice Merk, who is the president, and we have Pam Floridia, who is our secretary of the Marlborough Garden Club. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, so I first heard about the Garden Club recently. I'm pretty new to the area because I saw you had been promoting these Beautification Awards. So I don't want to waste any time. Pam, you wanted to talk a little bit about those awards.
Yes, that is one of our fun things on the club. Every year between May 1st and May 31st, we check out gardens of the citizens of Marlborough, and we nominate them for Beautification Awards. And you don't have to have a fancy garden or a big lot. We like to give awards to anybody that's out there working to beautify the city and that enjoys the fresh air and really makes Marlborough look a lot better.
So these are public-facing gardens that, you know, right facing the street that people can drive by and actually say, wow, this is a great place to live.
Yeah. So, and anybody can nominate them. It one time was restricted to the club members, but we have open nominations, so anyone can nominate a garden, their own, or someone in their area that they feel deserves an award that has really done an extra effort to make the city look great.
And how many awards were given out this year?
That we gave 10 this year. We do 7 to 10 awards every year. I mean, recipients get a certificate and a letter thanking them for their efforts.
What a terrific honor.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You've put in all the hard work, and sometimes most gardeners are really doing it for themselves, I'd say, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the club in general, when it was started, and the mission.
Sure. So we're entering our 65th year. And our mission is really focused on beautification, as you mentioned, conservation, and education. So the beautification piece is really our contribution to the city. We maintain 6 gardens around the city, including 2 that are memorials. One is at the middle school. It's a memorial to the USS Thresher, which was a submarine that unfortunately sank, and there's a beautiful memorial there.
Where's that one located?
That's right on Union Street at the entrance to the middle school.
Oh, that's
Whitford
right.
Middle School,
right.
yep. And the other one is the Women's Veterans Garden, which is also Blue Star Memorial, honors those who served our country, and that's on Route 85, sort of heading towards Southborough. So we have all those gardens that we maintain with a really close cooperation with the DPW. They're a great group of people. They work closely with us. We also, education is really key because we believe the more informed and knowledgeable residents are about the environment and how they can help improve it, the healthier our whole environment will be. So we have meetings most months of the year, and we bring in speakers, and all those programs are available to anyone who wants to come. And this year, we have a lot of interesting programs, something on birdscaping, so basically bringing plants into your garden that will attract birds for people who love that. There's a session on composting. There's something on designing a cutting garden. A whole bunch of things, some very environmentally focused, some garden design or maintenance. So really, we're just a group of people that share a passion for the environment, for gardening, and for having fun with other people who share those same interests.
Wow. What's a club meeting like? Is it more of a social event, if I'm thinking of checking one out, or does it really just have the educational spin on it?
Talk about the...
Are we opening up a bottle of wine, too, or what's going on?
No, we have... we generally have a speaker, and then we have refreshments and a little social time to get together with everyone, and we do have a business meeting.
Right.
But I just want to mention that our members are very diverse. People think of garden club ladies with big hats sipping tea or something at the thing. We don't do anything like that.
Oh, but that's something that most of us aspire to be.
Yeah. Maybe we do.
Maybe.
But our members range in age from, we have people in their 90s down to people in their 20s. So it's a very diverse group of people, all ages, and we've had male members also, so it's not
So
just
Ryan,
ladies.
come on down.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of everything, and everybody gets along great, and it's a very fun group.
And a lot of members come. I joined, and I was really, just a basic home gardener, kind of learning. Another member suggested I join, and it's incredible what you learn being a part of this. And some members are very experienced. We have women who are master gardeners. We have others who are vegetable gardeners. Some love perennials. There's a whole, specific plant types perhaps, but there's, it's just such a great opportunity to learn and share plants. There's a lot of, I'd love to have one of those. Well, here you go. So
now you had mentioned the sharing of plants
Right.
to me, but before we started this conversation, because you have some big fundraisers every year where you are doing plant sales.
Exactly.
And what was fascinating to me is that you're not just buying these plants wholesale and bringing them in to resell. These are plants that are grown right here by garden members in the city.
Exactly.
And arrangements and wreaths and beautiful things that are all handcrafted.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So the plant sale is held the second Saturday of May every year, and just before Mother's Day, in case anybody
Perfect
wants to pick up
timing.
anything.
That's right.
And all the plants are, as you've mentioned, grown in members' gardens. So it's people who have had success with a plant or separating, have excess of something, or just donating it. So people who purchase them can be really confident that this is a plant that'll grow here. The other thing that's really nice is the members were all there for that day and walking around helping people. So if somebody is inexperienced or has a question about a particular type of plant or a place in their yard that they're struggling to grow something, members are there to help them and guide them and say, this will work great, you don't want that kind of thing.
And you said that you've even learned new skills on wreath building and things that you thought, oh, that's scary to me.
Right, exactly.
And it's opened up new doors for you.
Yeah, well, in the first Saturday, right, in
First Saturday, December is our boutique.
Is the holiday boutique that we have every year, and that is seasonal decor that's all made by members, fresh. Most of it is fresh greens and
so wreaths and swags
wreaths and centerpieces and things like that. And again, it's a type of thing that personally I never thought that I would be able to do, and now I'm pretty darn impressed with myself when I finish some of those things. But it's because other members teaching you and showing you and realizing some of this stuff really isn't that hard if you have a little guidance.
Now, that's a fundraiser, but you're doing all this work out in the community to beautify. How is it being funded? I know you partner with the DPW, but are people donating plants from their gardens as well?
No, that's all things that we, through our fundraising, that we cover the cost for.
So there's no other grants or anything coming in? It's really member-based?
Just member-based. Well, in the community that supports our fundraisers.
Wow.
So when people come in and buy plants, that is all going to, we're a nonprofit. And so any money that we raise either goes back into the community through planting a site. We have a beautiful woodland garden. If people walk through Galone Park, as you get sort of on that path into the woods, there's a beautiful woodland garden there that's been pretty significantly expanded by the members who manage that garden. And so all those plants are purchased with funds that we raise, or we use those funds for educational opportunities. So the speakers that we bring in, we also have a scholarship that we give to graduating seniors.
Three
scholarships.
Yeah, each year we give scholarships to graduating high school students who are pursuing careers in, horticulture or environmental science, things like that.
It has to touch the edge.
Yeah, right. So, all the money we raise really goes back to the community in one way or another.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there a cost to be a member?
Minimal dues are just $35, $40 a year, roughly. And those are the funds that we use for any specific member benefits. Like if we host a dinner or something like that, we use those funds. But anything we raise from the community is.
Big picture.
Yep.
This organization's been here, how many years did you say?
65. This
okay.
is 65.
So you're steadfast as the
We
old
are.
oak here in the community.
Just to be clear, Pam and I have not been in it for 65
years. No, I did not imply
years.
that. No.
Just to make that clear. Yeah.
But where do you see you continuing to branch out?
Right.
Good one.
Right, good one. I try.
I think I'll answer and see if Pam can offer her thoughts. I think for us, we're seeing a much greater interest in native plantings.
Mm.
From within our membership and just really just the broader community. And so I think just continuing that mission of doing what we can to help the environment with native plants and pollinators and supporting that, I think that's where we see, and the more members we have, the more we can do.
Absolutely.
Because we also want to make it not something that's a burden for people to be members. You know, it's fun and you contribute without becoming a job for anybody.
I hope someone who's tuning in who had no idea that it was an outside group doing some of these beautiful plantings and gardenings is getting lit up and having a greater understanding of the work that goes into it. But why do you think it's important to have this happening in Marlborough?
I think that we all get very caught up in our day-to-day lives, and I think there's something really special about, you know, driving down the street and looking over and seeing beauty, you know, not seeing just cars and sidewalk, but seeing beauty. Personally, I think it's really important for everybody's mental health to be involved in social groups with people who share liked interests. And as Pam mentioned, it's a very intergenerational group, so you have opportunities to interact with people with a lot more experience in life and people who are just getting started. And so I think, and just being a contributing member of the community, you know, makes you feel good and you know,
it's
be a part of it.
Relaxing to go out in your garden and you know, dig around and pull a few weeds and smell the flowers, and it's really a very peaceful, meditative environment, and I think a lot more people are getting into that now because people live such busy lives, so they're looking for some kind of an activity where they can sit back, take a breath, enjoy your nature, enjoy the flowers, see the butterflies. You know, I think that's becoming a very popular event now. People are more interested in enjoying themselves. Just relaxing.
And through the garden club, you can learn, you know, where somebody starting out might start looking on the internet or, you know, and it can be very overwhelming.
That's where I started. I was like, how many years do I want to have pumpkins?
Right.
And I'm always planting them too late because I didn't have the gardens. And then you look and you're like, oh, these are supposed to be planted at least a month ago for October. And it's a whole education that if you didn't grow up gardening, you need an entry point, and this is a great entry point.
And you could just ask somebody who's done it, or we've had speakers come in and that person is talking about vegetable gardening, and you can get an answer directly from somebody who's so. It's a great way, great entry, and a way to continue what Pam has described so beautifully, I think.
And you know, everybody's very helpful, and people love to talk about gardening. So everybody is very anxious to help others, so it's a fun group, it really is.
Now, we've talked about the group, but we haven't talked about your gardens. And I'm curious if you have a special plant or a special thing that's your strength. Are you really into doing vegetables, or what is the heart of your garden?
I have all flowers. I'm really a cottage gardener, you know, I like the cottage effect where plants grow into each other, more of a natural look. But of course, my favorite plants are the ones from my grandmother. I have a lovely tall phlox, and I have a sedum and a few other plants that came. She was a gardener, my father's mother, who I was very close to. So I have those plants in my garden, and I just love to be near them. And every time I see them, I think of her, and it's a lovely memory. And then I also have plants that I've gotten from friends, garden club friends, other friends, people have given me. And it's kind of nice to come out and see them, and you think of people and the kindness that they have shown. You know, it's really very meditative. So those are my favorite plants.
Wow. How about you?
I was thinking as Pam was talking, it's for me, it's the same. There's people give plants as gifts or share them. I have, you know, plants that I took from the home I grew up in, and all of those things, they're nice. And it's just, for me, it's nice to see things evolve from when I started as a new homeowner and with a new garden, and to think back to what it was at the time and what you've been able to build, and really just to enjoy it. I mean, starting to build a pollinator garden that's really being, lately the hummingbirds come. And I just love sitting there with my coffee in the morning and watching those birds come. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And I'm doing butterflies. I have a number of butterfly plants, buddleias and monaria, things that attract butterflies. And it's fun to sit there and actually see a monarch butterfly because there aren't that many around. So it's kind of fun to watch them come to the plants and just enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like we almost had a mini meeting right here
See, we did.
I should have been jotting down. I have to rewatch the video to get some of the ideas for these
Yeah.
plants you've mentioned and look into it some more. For someone who's joining us and watching online or on television, how can they learn more about the Marlborough Garden Club?
You can go to one of our websites. It's marlboroughgardenclub.org. Or we have you can write to us at marlboroughgardenclub@gmail.com. Or you can write to us with an actual letter. We have Marlborough Post Office Box 1032, Marlborough, Mass.
There you go. Do you get much snail mail over there?
We do get some.
Okay.
Yeah, we do get some. Mostly we get it on our website. And people do ask questions, and we try to get members to have answers for them. Like somebody was looking into composting, somebody was looking into growing roses, so we try to hook them up with somebody in the club that can help them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've absolutely loved having you both in the studio.
Thank you so much.
What a chill conversation. I can only imagine that the meetups are just as friendly and
They
welcoming.
are. They're great.
A lot of
they
fun.
really are.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me on Marlborough Minute.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you for inviting us.
And
Ryan.
if you're tuning in and you have another nonprofit to promote in Marlborough or a special event that you'd like the citizens to know is coming up, please reach out. We'd love to have you here at WMCT-TV. I'm Ryan Malyar, and thanks for watching.